Do you feel like this is the end of the Warriors as we know them?
Yes, it has to be.
Klay Thompson turned down a preseason contract this summer worth $48 million. How big of a mistake was that?
Never in a million years would I think the day would come where Klay Thompson is not in a Warriors jersey. After winning 4 championships as part of the Warriors' Big Three and the other half of the Splash Bros, it looks like the dynasty is finally over. The Golden State Warriors have no interest at all in signing Klay to an extension. Reports have come out that neither side is even near the ballpark of an agreement. Klay, being 34 years old, is looking for a longer 3 to 4 year extension, but the Warriors are just not interested in that big of a commitment. And can you really blame them? Last season, Klay absolutely stunk it up. He averaged 17 points on 43% from the field, which is the least points per game since his sophomore year in the league. And he was shooting 38% from 3, which is his worst percentage ever. But in relation to the league, 38% really isn't that bad. That's pretty serviceable. But the problem came with the streakiness. Some games he would go 5 for 5 from 3, but a lot of games, the majority of games, you'd see him break absolutely everything, including a 0 for 10 from 3 performance in an elimination game versus the Kings in the play-in tournament, which I believe was the final straw for the Warriors front office. Also, his defense has fallen off a cliff. It looks like those prior ACL and knee injuries and age are just catching up to Klay. He's turned into an absolute cone on defense. Last season, he had a defensive rating of 117. That puts him up there with like Trae Young, just to put it in perspective. All these fall-offs combined made his role become much more diminished. He was coming off the bench to end the season, and he's playing the least minutes of his entire career. I think it's just as painful for all fans, no matter the fan base, whether you're a Warriors fan, a Lakers fan, Chicago Bulls fan. It's kind of hard to see the big three of Steph, Klay, and Draymond be broken up. But it's very apparent that major changes need to happen, especially when Steph is still in the tail end of his prime. There's still a chance for the Warriors to compete for a title if they build a good squad around him. Towards the tail end of this season, there was talks of the Orlando Magic being interested in picking up Klay in the offseason, but reports have come out that there is also no traction to this team and Klay. Both parties cannot come to an agreement. The Magic have a very similar stance as the Warriors, and they're only willing to commit to Klay on a cheaper and more short-term deal. One reason being, of course, Klay's age and recent performance. 2, being the larger 3-year contract for Klay Thompson could risk the Orlando Magic's ability to keep their young core together. Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs are eligible for their rookie extensions this offseason, and Paulo will be up for his next year. Jonathan Isaac has 1 year left on his deal. Mo Wagner has a team option coming up. Wendell has just 2 years left on his. The Magic just do not have the budget to sign Klay to a huge contract. But Klay and his agent are adamant that he will not take any deal under 3 years. And currently, there are no other teams interested. But that may change soon. The league is full of surprises. But in my personal opinion, my honest opinion, Klay needs to face reality. The market determines your worth, and it looks like you're worth a team-friendly 2-year contract at the most. If having a picture-perfect career and being one of the few guys in NBA history, especially modern NBA history, to be drafted by a team, win multiple championships for that team, and retire after playing your whole career for that same team matters to you, it is a big deal, then honestly just sign for less. You're playing with your 2 best friends. You've already made $223 million just in NBA salary, and another $80 million just from your Anta shoe deal. Do you really need a max contract? Even if this whole contract negotiation with the Warriors left a bad taste in your mouth, if you're just willing to sacrifice just a little bit, there's so many teams that you can help push over the edge into contention. The 76ers have space to sign you on a 2-year deal. If Joel Embiid stays healthy and Maxey continues to grow and take another leap, they could be contenders. OKC has the space, and they've already shown they are serious title contenders. The Knicks have room, and they are also pushing into contention. This isn't a John Wall situation where Klay is being sent off somewhere for his career to die as a vet or mentor to a young team. He still has options to compete. But let me know what you think. Is Klay staying a Warrior? What team do you want to see him on? Leave a comment, I'll respond to everyone, and if you like the video, please subscribe.